Good morning.
Morning, mate. You all right?
What are you?
Yeah, I'm good. But I've just messed around on me WhatsApp. You just sent me all the stuff over. So,
Yeah. Keep you
yes,
busy, isn't it?
yeah, the weather's great, isn't it? I'm loving this.
Beautiful, mate. Absolutely beautiful. Loving the weather, loving the weather. What have you been up to?
Nothing. Just working, getting stuff done. Just trying to plan a holiday in the summer. Um, it's all mad at the moment. I don't know if to book something or not because I was reading this morning about if this Strait of Hormuz doesn't open soon, it's going to affect fuel for
Um,
air fuel, basically, jet fuel. I think we spoke about it last week, but yeah, it's getting a little bit more serious now, and I think Lufthansa have cancelled 20,000 flights over the next few months.
I hope Jet2 don't cancel my outbound to Benidorm.
Yeah, he'd be walking back. So no, I was just discussing this morning with the wife, with my wife, with the wife. She moans if I say the wife. I've got to say my wife. Honestly, you fucking can't do anything right, can you? Anyway,
You in your relationship, right? You ever I mean, this is. I think this is a. I think this is going to be quite universal to fellas. Do you ever think two scenarios? One, I've done everything absolutely right, and your wife kicks off. And then the other scenario, go out, get pissed, come in, fall over, and your wife's absolutely fine about it, dead supportive, leaves you in bed, lets you nurse your hangover. It's like you've got no idea what to do, have you?
no.
You can't get it right. It's just one of those things. I don't know. Drop us an email, people, if you feel the same. Obviously, women as well. Come back with what your thoughts on this are. hello@funnyfarmpod.co.uk. I thought it was a bit of fun this morning, Chaz. I've done just a chat GPT. I just typed in there current affairs, a bit of a quiz for my podcast host. It's not a quiz, so it's not like right or wrong. It's your views.
Okay,
So,
go on then. Go on.
Question one.
Are we going straight into it? So there's no fluff before. You don't want to do a jingle? Do you want me to do a jingle for this new
I
feature?
don't know. Jingles aren't that good, I think. You know what I mean? We could get a professional jingler,
You
really.
want me to use the show now?
So, savage current affairs quiz. So,
Savage.
question one. Cancel or defend. Name one public figure everyone loves that you think is overrated, and then defend your view.
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais. Okay. You think
Yeah,
he's overrated?
yeah. I just think everybody just jumped onto the bandwagon with him. You know what this is like? This is like that. Oh, you know what? I'm going to give him a shout out now. It's Greg Wallace. He does Unpopular Opinion on BBC One.
Okay.
This is like Unpopular Opinion, and he has a jingle for that. Yeah, he's done a jingle for that as well.
You've got somebody professional who does it, mate, not just some bloke who go.
No, he did it himself. Well, yeah, so like it's like Unpopular Opinion. But anyway, yeah, Ricky Gervais. He just that. I mean, everybody goes on about that dance in the office and all that. It's like I was fucking doing that years ago.
So he's overrated, but you were doing his stuff before he was.
Yeah, but you know what? Then I grew up and realised I was being a knobhead. But it's just. I suppose he had the foresight to put it on a show, on a comedy show, didn't he? You know what? He's probably a great guy, and he comes across as a great guy, with his love of animals and stuff like that. But I just never got his comedy. However, I've spoken about this before. I watched is it Life After? Is it Life After?
Afterlife.
after there you go, I had it somewhere around. And yeah, that was great. I really enjoyed that. But all that stuff with Carl Pilkington and all that stuff, I just can't be arsed with it, mate. The
I
offer.
love Bays. You know, it's definitely going to be an unpopular opinion with me but comedy. Funnily enough, somebody posted. I think it's one of those clickbait things, and somebody posted on Facebook saying, "Name a comedian that you just don't think is funny." And some of the names that were coming up were mad. Lenny Henry always gets it. Always, it's always the same. Rosie Jones got it. Somebody put Milton Jones, who I think is one of the funniest comedians on the circuit. It's very deadpan, one-liner, wacky kind of thing. But one of the comedy promoters who I know well, Spiky Mike, he piped up and put a comment on there which was really good, and he was like, "No comedian is not funny, because if they weren't funny, they wouldn't be a comedian. It's just completely subjective." So I would mirror what you've said about Ricky Gervais with Peter Kay. So
Yeah. I mean, I love Phoenix Nights and stuff like that. I think with Ricky Gervais, and apparently his new show is like this. It's got a bit samey. You know, it hasn't progressed as much. I think people have been to see his new show, been a little bit disappointed. You know, I mean, at the time, all that, you know, garlic bread, you know, and that was that you know, and I think I love Phoenix Nights, and I love Car Share. Car Share was brilliant.
So I think Peter Kay's sitcom-y stuff is good. I think, like, I enjoyed Car Share. I found all of his sitcoms were great, and he's funny as a comedian. But I would say that for me, if you put the two in the same room, I'd much rather go and have a chat with Ricky. But yeah, brilliant. Okay, that's good. Well done. And good because it splits us as well, because, you know, it just shows that everything in life, comedy, culture, everything, politics, splits people, and it's okay. I think it's okay.
Yeah, and
to have,
that's what's
views.
good about life. It's the variety. If we all followed the same track, if we all went down the same road, it'd be boring as fuck, wouldn't it?
Would, yeah.
You know.
Would.
You know.
Anyway, unpopular opinion. Okay, so question 2. What progressive idea do you secretly think goes too far? It's not going to be a secret anymore because you're doing it on the pod.
Yeah, I mean, are we thinking like idea or technology or what's going forward? I think everybody is. I think everybody's a little bit concerned about AI. I mean, we've spoken about this loads, haven't we? You know, and it's just some of the stuff that's coming out now. You've got to double check everything. Even fucking Trump got caught, didn't he, a few weeks ago? He thought that the biggest aircraft carrier in the fucking world had a fire on it, and it wasn't. It was AI.
Yeah.
You know, and he got caught by AI. I mean, he's the biggest one for shouting fake and stuff like that. But I think AI, the way it's going, the way it's moving, the way it's going forward. You know, I've seen some of these. Once they start throwing it into these robots, which they have done, it's getting a little bit scary. I mean, I saw some robots doing like was just doing some martial arts. I don't know if it was AI. I couldn't work it out, or if it was, you know, an actual thing. But a lot of it's scary. You know, a lot of it's scary. I'm not concerned about jobs or losing my job or anything like that. I'm just concerned about what it's going to do to the planet, what it's going to do to human life.
I saw it today, mate, and I think it was yesterday, and it was basically a killer whale. There's a boat, and this killer whale is chasing a polar bear, and the guy on the boat picks up the polar bear, it's a baby polar bear, and puts it on the boat, and it's like, polar bears are one of the most aggressive land mammals that there are. You know what I mean? It's like it's quite obviously AI. I think AI is one that possibly expected you to say. One of the, because I've drilled the quiz down a little bit, and one of the first questions on the original one that I put was, should governments regulate AI more aggressively, even if it slows innovation?
The problem with that is they're always miles behind, aren't they? They've only started regulating social media. You know, that's only really started getting regulated. And I think there's an awful lot that needs to be done with social media, especially with AI now as well.
Yeah.
They, I mean, they can use fucking AI to regulate social media, but you know, AI has its good points. I just think the way it's developing, and I've always been concerned about how fast it's developed. Excuse me.
It's funny that the quiz in this is an AI developed quiz, and it's asking questions
Yeah.
about itself, which is quite. I think that's quite interesting. I don't know what people think, but the fact that the first question that it came up with was, should AI be regulated? It's AI. It's an AI populated quiz. So I thought that was quite interesting.
I think the most exciting thing about AI and all that is we're going to get some real baddies in the world, aren't we? Like we are going to get some of these James Bond villains now. Elon Musk is turning into one, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been one for a long time. I posted a video out ages and ages ago, and I said, "Can you remember when Musk was a nice smell and Trump was?"
Yeah.
Like now they're just Bond villains, aren't they? We just need Bond.
Yeah. I mean, I loved, you know, Elon Musk, and I love what he was doing for technology, because at the time he wasn't patenting anything because he wanted everybody to share in the idea of electric cars and all that, and he's just turned into this. Oh, apparently he's like, I mean, which has been sort of like leaked by Melania Trump and all that. That he's a cat freak, isn't he? He's into his cat.
Okay. So yeah, AI. I thought that there might have been my view on this. There's a few that I could say cancel culture, political correctness. They're quite close to my heart because I think it's classed as progressive.
You know, again, I know we're going back to comedy and all that, but is it Jimmy Kimmel? I think he has a Saturday night show, or he has a show in America. I think that's his name. He's a comedian. And it was a couple of days before or maybe the day before the attempted assassination on Trump, a couple of days ago. On Trump, yeah. And the attempted assassination on Trump. And he turned around. What was his joke? He said, "Oh yeah, Melania looks like what does she? A mourner in waiting."
Yeah.
And they're trying to cancel him. They're trying to get him sacked. They're trying to get him thrown off the air for saying that. And you know, and it's disgraceful.
Yeah, I mean, I think like on the inner comedy circuit, I noticed there was a gig posted out the other day that was just wanted dark, edgy comedians. So I think there's going to be like a rumbling of that. And I'm not particularly dark or edgy. There's one particular comedian who always shouts me out if I go on before him, and he'll say, "If you want, I'm clean. If you want crude stuff, Chris Richmond's on next." So I do a few sexual jokes and stuff like that, but I don't particularly class myself as bad. But yeah, the political correctness thing that they go on about, and you know, we could go into detail on this on our actual views, but like we don't want getting cancelled. But the thing is, like, it just, I think there's just a massive blur now that people fought for freedom of speech and freedom of movement and all that stuff. And now with this progressive political correctness, or wokeism as you would call it, which goes back to black music, that was the original wokeism. You know, the fact that black music had come on board, and it's
it's strange you should say that. I mean, I was about to say that, like doing away with Bar Black Sheep and blackboards and stuff like that. I was listening to I love NWA. And the kids were watching crap on the telly last night, so I got me Dr. Dre beats there, and I was sat in the living room listening to NWA. You know, and the good thing about your iPhone is, you know, you can see the lyrics, can't you? You know,
Who sings as well?
in iMusic. So I put on like "Fuck the Police," and I was just reading the lyrics, and you know, I love that film Straight Outta Compton, and it was like when they were going into the recording studio when they just got like beaten up by the police for nothing. Basically, they just got fucking picked on by the police, but there was black police doing it while the white police were watching on, you know, and it was, and then he went in and they wrote "fuck the police." They went into the studio and fucking laid down "fuck the police." I don't know how true that is, but that's how it's portrayed in the film. And but you know, reading the words last night when listening to the music, you know, and it's like, you know, they were so angry. They were kids. They were angry. They were in, you know, in Compton, you know,
Yeah.
and it was, you know, it was proper boys in the hood stuff, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah. I mean, you just mentioned two things there with regards to like political correctness: blackboards and bar white sheep.
Yeah.
So, but you get black sheep, and it's like black sheep of the family. It's like it's got a meaning. It's not a racist
No.
slur.
As far as I can say, it's not. No.
No, and you know, if you want to put whiteboards in classrooms instead of blackboards, that's absolutely fine. But a blackboard's called a blackboard because it's black and it's a colour, black, and you use chalk that's white or coloured to write on it. That's it, as far as I'm concerned. That's as simple as that. The bad thing about blackboards, chalkboards, was I used to get the fucking rubber thrown at me every now and then.
Yeah, you know, but you know those sorts of like seedy condom parties that you used to go to, mate.
I know, horrific. Anyway, good stuff, mate. I'm liking this. It's opening the ether to a different form of podcast.
Oh, you know what? Before we move on, could you just remind me that because King Charles is now in America, but this, you know,
I
this.
know what you're going to say.
What?
You're going to say something about the handshake, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to say anything about football.
I'll say something about the handshake in a minute. There you go.
I was just about to say that this attempted assassination on Trump, nobody in fucking America believes it. Honestly, it's not caused it hasn't had the desired effect, shall we say. Nobody fucking believes it.
Yeah. No, that's it.
Nobody's bothered about it. Nobody gives a shit.
What I was going to say, your name...
I think is terrible. Imagine if somebody tried to fucking assassinate Keir Starmer, would be fuck.
I think if it was Keir Starmer, though, it would probably be a legitimate attempt. I don't think this is... you know, going on about fake, it's all fake, and all that bollocks. He is the man, I think, who's orchestrating all this kind of stuff to try and put people off the left wing. But the bit that I was going to talk about, because I don't very often big up royalty, but Jane was showing me something yesterday. Trump, when he meets anybody, quite famous that he will grab hold of their hand and pull them in. So it's like a full-on alpha male thing.
Yeah.
King Charles was fucking having none of it. He had a stiff, proper handshake with him, and he didn't let Trump do it. And so it's the first thing I will say on this pod, probably in promotion of King Charles and the royal family.
You know what? He did a speech. I never saw the whole speech or read the whole speech. He just picked up some points off the BBC News, and he pulled out about, like, you know, the Magna Carta. That's where basically we're all sort of like democracy, and that is based on, and there's laws for democracy. And he was basically pushing that, saying you fucked in America because you've got somebody flaunting them all over the place, you know, and that's where it comes from. You know, when he says, you know, we have got a special, or we have got a relationship, but he's basically saying we don't give a fuck about you. You know, it's like, you know, and his speech was actually, apparently in the Congress, everybody was applauded in the end. It only started off on the opposition side, but then it went around, you know. And I think Trump's losing it a lot now.
Yeah.
You know, those midterms, they're ages away. They're November, aren't they? They're a good few months away.
He's got the Curry favour.
Yeah. You don't know what he's got up his sleeve. He's got so many months to do another assassination attempt. fucking press the button. Because what he must know that once he loses control of Congress, they're going to fucking subpoena him. He's going to end up in Nick.
Yeah.
You know, he's basically named all these monuments and statues all around America, Trump, and they're setting up fucking campaigns now to get them all taken off.
Yeah.
You know, the guys are fucking. Oh, what's the word? Apart from being a cunt and a prick, narcissist is it narcissistic? I don't know.
Oh, he's 100% narcissistic. Yeah, he's only bothered about his own journey, isn't he? But, let's. I've got a few more questions, so please write in anything you want to comment on the stuff that we're saying. Hello at funnyfarmpod.co.uk. Quick fire one here then. Pick your villain. Who has done more damage recently? Politicians, big tech, mainstream media, or activists?
Politicians, without a doubt. I'd say that without a doubt because everybody, even like, you know, going back to like Labour, Boris Johnson, you know, lies are the norm now. Lies. And in America, you can see it. You know, you don't think it'd only ever come out of countries like, I don't know, Middle Eastern countries, African countries, or whatever. You thought that we were a little bit more refined or whatever. And I just think it's just everywhere now. You can't trust a politician. There used to be a joke about it years ago, but you genuinely can't now, can you? No. You know, everything is spun and spun and spun. Nobody will hold their hands up and go, you know what, I was wrong, I'm going to fuck off. Nobody will do that anymore. No. Everybody's too concerned with holding on to their status, their power, their whatever, and it just pisses me off. I mean, and the bad thing is, we haven't got much say. You know, we can vote for whoever, but we still haven't got much of a voice when it comes to it because we're getting told a pack of lies for them to get into power, and then it never happens, does it? You know what they're going to manifest. Fucking.
My opinion on this one kind of aligns with yours, but I would have gone mainstream media because you've got your politicians who are there, but you've got in recent times, you know, Murdoch and everything, and they control the narrative. They totally control the narrative. There was the James Bond film, weren't there, where he just kept changing the news and things in the world had changed. You got the Wag the Dog film that we famously sat and watched years and years were drunk, where they're just changing the narrative. I mean, big tech obviously is part of the machine. Activists, I don't think they have any real. I don't think they have any real impact. I mean, when Extinction Rebellion, that's the biggest negative impact was when they superglued their heads to the M25 and during COVID, and people couldn't get to see their loved ones. But do they really? I mean, my mother-in-law's an activist. She messaged Jane saying that she'd gone down to London. She'd not really done much, but there was loads of people there, and she felt great to be part of it. But they'd not achieved anything.
I think the most hilarious thing about the activists is even that fucking what's that fucking girl's name? She never went to school and started fucking moaning. Greta Thunberg. Yeah. But you know, they moan about oil and all this, but yet they're running around in fucking cagoules. And you know, a cagoule is made from oil. It's an oil-based product. Yeah. You know, and it's just, how did they get there? Did they walk? Did they walk from fucking Edinburgh to get to London to fucking protest?
Yeah, it's like wearing leather shoes, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just bollocks, isn't it? Activists. But they've always been, remember, who was that famous one who, Swampy, wasn't it? Who was up a fucking tree. Yeah, And you know,
I reckon Swampy and Banksy could be the same person.
Yeah.
Anyway,
wasn't a Swampy was from some sort of fucking upper class family as well. His dad was Lord Swampy of Swampingville or something. I don't know.
And there was that. There was. I don't know if it's a bit of an urban myth, but there was that homeless guy, tramp, whatever you want to call him, in Nottingham. Who they reckoned he used to beg all day, but he drove a Bentley and was worth millions. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, isn't it?
Wouldn't surprise.
Right, this one, question 4. the tagline is "Say it with your chest." So I think he's basically saying, "Are you going to be too scared to answer this question?" So, what issue are people too scared to speak honestly about?
I think people are too scared to talk about transgender.
I was going to say that's exactly what I would. That's exactly the one I would say at
And
the
I
moment.
think, and I think why people are too scared to talk about it is because it's so fucking confusing, and there's so many different fucking isms and different tags and descriptions, and it's just not male and female anymore. You know, gay, heterosexual, lesbian. There's just so many fucking tags now.
I think with like the genetics and the obviously you generally you're born with a male or female chromosome, so you're born like as sex, you are born male or female. I kind of understand the brain chemicals and stuff that goes on with regards to you perhaps feeling that you shouldn't have been born male or female. And there's gender reassignment surgery, so if you want to go and do that, then there's that option for you. It's quite prohibitive, so there's a long wait on the NHS for it, and quite rightly, in my opinion, you should the NHS stuff should be it should be more for emergency stuff, your cancer treatments,
Yeah,
heart, all that kind of stuff. If you're going for gender reassignment, then I think it should be down the list. But there's an argument then, we're a mental health awareness brand, aren't we? Really, as much as we don't talk loads and loads about it. We are kind of one of our aims is to raise awareness, and if it is causing your mental health, to deteriorate, then perhaps that should be higher. And the cost of gender reassignment, it's very prohibitive. It's a lot of money, tens of thousands, I think, to get that done. So it's like prohibitive. The thing for me, and I kind of get the feeling, so I can understand that this person feels like they're not male, they're female, or the other way around, and I can get on board with that. And but you might be dressed in the opposite gender to what you were born with, but not identify as that gender. There's that element where people do it because they like dressing that way, but they still identify as the other. And
yeah,
then you've got the full, I identify as female, and then you've got non-binary, and then the pronoun bit, like, I don't want to say I don't give a shit if I wrong pronoun somebody, because I do. I don't like upsetting anybody, but I think it's forgivable. I think it's like a forgivable thing, and people in like the new age that are coming through don't find it a forgivable thing. It's almost like if I was to take a dump in the street. Do you know what I mean? It's like almost like that level of controversy over me saying him instead of they.
yeah. I just don't get all that. I think what we might need to do, Chris, is get a blackboard, stick it behind your head, get some white chalk, and let's do like a little, a little, a little sort of like I don't know,
Diagram on
a
blue.
diagram of about it all with the blackboard.
I've got two whiteboards. Does that make me an extremist? I don't know. Anyway, we are running out of time. We've got a few more questions. Hypocrite check is the next one, number 5. Name one belief you hold that's a little contradictory. If you can think of one.
A belief that I hold, which is a little bit contradictory. Oh, I don't know. I suppose.
I mean, the Everton shirt's a giveaway, I think.
Yeah. No, I suppose it's the royal family. I quite like the royal family. And I get loads of shit for saying it, and you know what? I don't give a shit, as we said at the beginning, if we all stood in the same fucking lane, we'd be boring as fuck. And, I know the royal family has a lot. I suppose the thing with that is it's contradictory to the fact that I can't stand these fucking people with money who think that they can do what the fuck they want,
Yeah.
and I suppose, that's what's been happening to, Prince Andrew, or Prince, formerly known as Prince Andrew. Don't even know what his fucking name is.
Formerly
Yeah. But you know what I mean. So it's contradictory in that sense. But yeah, and I do like the royal family. I like what Prince Charles has just done in America, and I'm glad we brought that up before.
Like, it's
Sorry,
mad,
Charles.
isn't it? But I think you can. I think you can fundamentally disagree with something, but then like parts of it.
Yeah, of course you can. Of
You
course.
know, yeah. There's loads and loads of stuff. I mean, I hate the Tories, but when they came in and got rid of paying over like every child that a family or a woman had, paying extra for it out of the money that we pay into our taxes. I was quite happy when that happened, because I don't believe that people should be paid to have children. I think they should be prepared to have children and then have children when they can afford to do so. I've got nothing against like benefits, nothing against that at all. But there was a stage, and it was Blair who brought it in with the tax credits and child tax benefits and all that kind of.
Yeah.
Where there were women and families who were being paid 40 grand a year to have 3 or 4 kids, and when I was earning less than that, going out and doing 12-hour days. So it's like, that was it. But I hate the Tories. I wouldn't vote for them just because of my ingrained views on them and remembering what it was like growing up back in the 80s and 90s. So, it's one of those. But I think you can have those views. Right, just quickly, let's see if we can do these last couple.
But should we save them for the next pod? Do you want to put them on the next pod?
2 questions left, so we can do, and I think there is a bonus question as well.
Let's throw them on the next pod.
And then there's some brutal ones which we can go into. So yeah, let's do the next. If you enjoyed this little quiz with Charlie, tune in tomorrow. What day is this going to come out? This will be Wednesday, so Wednesday and Thursday next week we're doing Quiz of Charlie. Anyway, drop us an email if you liked any of the stuff that we've done, or if you want to challenge us on any of our views. That's what we're here for. That's what we enjoy doing, and that's what we're challenging ourselves as much as anything. I'd love it for somebody to come on here and change one of my views. I really would. Hello at funnyfarmpod.co.uk. Follow us on all our socials: Facebook, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Spotify, everywhere else that Charlie's got us out there. He's doing a great job getting us out to the world. Help him out and get him out of that Everton shirt, because he's fucking moaning on a daily basis.
704.
I was watching one the other day, a clip, and you were like, "We've got 680, and we've got 24 more than that, and that's within a week."
Yeah, but that clip was from like fucking 6 months ago.
Oh, was it? Follow me, please, on my socials. Chris Richmond on Facebook, Chris Rich Comedian on TikTok and Instagram, and follow Charlie home.
No, don't want any stalkers. What I would say is, if you're in the area where Chris is gigging, go and see him. It's well worth a trip.
Please do. I put my gig stuff out on Facebook, so
I'm going to start sticking it a lot more on our page as well. So
yeah, but you need to come to a gig. Fucking telling everybody else to come. You not been.
And I'm waiting. You know what? I'm waiting for you to do that one in Rill. I can't wait for you to do that one in Rill again.
Done it twice, mate, and they're a bit. They don't rebook dead quick. It's like quite a wait. But as soon as I do one, I'm trying to get onto some of the. There's a couple of gigs in Chester, so I'm going to keep applying for those. And as soon as I'm there, mate, I'll let you know. But anyway, we love you all. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys.